Bijan Robinson put up road to glory numbers in high school and exploded onto the scene towards the end of the 2020 football season. Now, going into the 2021 football season, he is viewed by some as the best running back in the country, and CBS Sports is predicting he will win the Heisman Trophy this year. But who is Bijan Robinson? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If there's a player you want to see in future episodes, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Bijan Robinson was born on January 30th, 2002, and grew up in the Tucson, Arizona area. Robinson's uncle Paul played running back at the University of Arizona and was drafted in the third round of the 1968 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. He would go on to have a 6-year NFL career, playing a majority of it for the Bengals. In Pop Warner, everyone knew Bijan Robinson was going to be a special player. He was an early bloomer but never seemed to stop growing. When he started his high school lifting program in May of 2016, Robinson had never lifted weights but was able to bench 185 pounds. Robinson attended Sal Point Catholic High School, where he would go on to become a star. As a freshman, Robinson ran for 378 yards and 4 touchdowns on 42 carries, while Sal Point went 10-3, making it to the AIA 4A state semifinals in 2016. As a sophomore, Robinson rushed for 2,024 yards and 26 touchdowns on 189 carries, averaging 10.7 yards per carry. He was named First Team 4A All-Conference, while also being named 4A Keno Region Offensive Player of the Year and First Team All-Region. During his junior year, Robinson would have a game where he would rush for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns on 4 carries. Yes, you heard that right, 4 carries. Robinson finished the year rushing for 2,400 yards and 35 touchdowns on 170 carries, averaging 14.1 yards per carry. He was named 4A Conference Offensive Player of the Year, as well as Keno Region Offensive Player of the Year and First Team All-Region once again. The Lancers finished the season going 13-1 and making an appearance in the state title game. Robinson worked with his strength and conditioning coach, Carla Garrett, who competed in the 1992 Summer Olympics as a discus thrower and won silver medals at the 1991 and 1993 World Weightlifting Championship. Robinson put in a lot of hard work before his senior year as he focused on hip mobility. Robinson told Tucson.com, "I knew a big year was going to come from what we were doing before the season started. She just brought a whole new element to the team, so when she arrived it was a benefit for sure. I felt like my hip mobility was good before Coach Garrett, but she made my hips crazy flexible, but I'm still working on them." Their hard work impressed first-year head coach and former assistant Eric Rogers, as Robinson and teammates Lathan Ransom and Bruno Fina outworked everyone, showing what it takes to make it to the high Division I level, with Ransom committing to Ohio State and Fina committing to UCLA. Robinson went into his senior year with a set of goals: win the first ever Open Division State Championship, rush for 3,000 yards, and score 40 touchdowns. Going into the senior year, Robinson was named 2019 First Team Preseason Arizona All-State by Max Preps, as well as having the opportunity to break the state rushing record. Robinson told Tucson.com, "I wasn't even thinking about it because I don't think about that stuff. If it comes, it comes." Throughout the season, Robinson started breaking record after record, the first of which was his high school all-time rushing record. He also broke the Lancers single-season game rushing record, his own record by the way, when he rushed for 430 yards and 6 touchdowns on 13 carries in a 68-34 win over Goodyear Desert Edge. 2 weeks later, Robinson broke Kadeem Carey's Southern rushing record in a 62-0 win over Tucson High. After Robinson broke the record, Carey was one of the first people to reach out to him. Robinson told Tucson.com, "He texted me and told me, 'This is what you've been working for.' It was a blessing to get that. I want someone to break that record as well so I could give back to the kid and celebrate with him." The following week, Robinson broke the big school rushing record, and when Robinson broke the record, head coach Dennis Bean informed the officials and stopped play to honor Robinson's achievement. Robinson finished the season rushing for 2,235 yards and 38 touchdowns, averaging 17.7 yards per carry and 203.2 yards per game. He scored at least 3 times in 8 games and scored a touchdown 30.2% of his carries. Robinson was named 2019 Arizona High School Gatorade Player of the Year and became the first player to earn consecutive Ed Doherty Awards presented to the state's best high school player. Unfortunately, the Lancers would lose to Arizona powerhouse Chandler in the Open Division semifinals. He finished his high school career rushing for 7,036 rushing yards, which is second all-time in Arizona State history, and an all-time record 114 touchdowns. He became the third player ever to rush for 7,000 career rushing yards in Arizona State history, and the second player ever to rush for 2,000 yards in consecutive seasons in Arizona history. Robinson played so well throughout his career, his teams were usually up by so many points, and he would usually be on the bench at halftime. Imagine the numbers he could have put up had he played every full game, or even 3/4 of his games in his high school career. Robinson left Tucson a legend. Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Bijan Robinson was the best running back in his class, second best player in Arizona, 15th best player in the 2020 class, and 294th best recruit all time. Robinson received over 21 different offers from the likes of Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, and USC. Robinson started drawing attention from bigger schools after his strong sophomore year. It seemed like he was a lock to commit to Ohio State, and then it came out he was leaning towards staying closer to home, choosing between USC and Texas. Robinson's high school teammate Lathan Ransom had committed to the Buckeyes, so when Robinson announced his commitment day, it seemed like he was going to be a future Buckeye. As we all know, that was not the case. Instead, Robinson decided to commit to the Texas Longhorns after he developed a strong connection with running back coach Stan Drayton. According to Blair Angelo from 24/7 Sports, Robinson's pro comparison is Alvin Kamara, and he was projected to be a first-round pick in the future. Angelo writes, stout, lean frame, well-proportioned weight, looks strong at 200 pounds, terrific vision and patient behind the line of scrimmage, has burst to hit the second level and reach another gear, threat to score from anywhere on the field, potential to contribute immediately in college and garner All-American buzz, upside as a first-round NFL draft selection. Longhorn fans were excited to see what the Arizona product could do, and they would not have to wait long as he would make an immediate impact as a freshman. As a freshman, Robinson would play in 9 games and started the final 6 games of the season. With Robinson in the starting lineup, the Longhorns finished 5-1. Robinson would not really get going until halfway through the season when he rushed for 113 yards on 12 carries against West Virginia, averaging 9.4 yards per carry. A few weeks later, he broke the Texas record for yards per carry in a game, rushing for 172 yards in his first 3 career touchdowns on 9 carries, averaging 19.1 yards per carry against Kansas State. Robinson also caught 3 passes for 51 yards to the air. Against Colorado in the Alamo Bowl, Casey Thompson was not the only player to explode onto the scene. Robinson rushed for 183 yards and 1 touchdown on 10 carries, averaging 18.3 yards per carry. He also caught 2 passes for 37 yards and 2 touchdowns. Robinson finished the season rushing for a team-high 703 yards and 4 touchdowns on 86 carries, while also catching 15 passes for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. He finished the season leading the Longhorns in all-purpose yards, with 915, becoming the first freshman to do so since Cedric Benson in 2001. Robinson was named Honorable Mention All-Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year and will look to build off that going into the 2021 season. According to Joe Klatt, Robinson is the best running back returning in the country, while CBS Sports predicts that Robinson could be the 2021 Heisman Trophy winner in what the college football media world likes to call list season. Whether he actually contends for the Heisman this year or not, Robinson will be a name you will hear throughout the season and will be a key player when it comes to the Longhorns' success this year. But what do you think? How will Bijan Robinson play this year? Will he contend for the Heisman? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 5K by the end of June. And as always, remember to embrace the grind.